right, good morning, good morning. Uh-oh. 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 AMC. I want to know who said it was going to $3. I want to know who said it was going to $3. That's what I'm trying to figure that out right now. What's going on, folks? Welcome back. Welcome back. We are looking real nice right now. Shout out to everybody back up in the stream once again. Let's see what we got going on here. Hold on, let me actually adjust my volume. I think it's maybe a little louder than normal. Let me know if you guys can hear me clearly as we try to EQ this thing back to the regular scheduled program. All right. Move this for a minute. Boom, boom. AMC should clear some levels in a little bit. Let me get this all situated. Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. All right. Did we touch the money line on GME? We did not touch it. We got a couple more cents. My top money line, 27.56. I want to see that touch today. That's what I'm looking for. AMC. AMC, guys. Don't lose faith on AMC. This thing can erupt in just a little while. All right, let's go back on. Man, I'll lose my screen. This is a lot that's going on, guys. Appreciate everybody stopping in once again. You guys can be anywhere else in the world. Totally here with you. Oh, okay, we clear, we clear. All right, so you can hear me clearly. All right, perfect. Fantastic, folks. Welcome back to the stream. Got my chat box up. J100K, what's happening? J. Cole, Oaks Way. Top of the morning, top of the morning. UK in the house. What's going on, Steve Wright? Let's go. John, what's going on, man? Pablo. All right, we're looking good so far, folks. Appreciate you guys all stopping in. Getting things all on the way here. Gonna watch this thing happen live and direct. Banned from TV style. They don't want us to win out here, but we're gonna win, man, one way or another, guys, regardless. All right. So, talk of the day. Let me remove this for a minute. Don't need that. GME up at height, roughly about 10%. I mean, things looking fantastic. Craig, what's going on? Welcome back, man. Looking good, looking good. Hopefully you guys caught the video to at least be prepared for what we're about to potentially see on GME. All right, GME should also carry AMC up. I know that's a thing that everybody's really concerned with because I mentioned GME, but that they're all one and the same. All right, they're within the same boat, just different tickers, peas in the pod, just different types of peas. That's the analogy I made the other day. Just different types of peas. One the lima bean, the other one is like, I don't know, hot pepper or something. One of those type of those type of things. All right. So yeah, this is what we're dealing with AMC and GME as far as they're concerned. The charts are different, but the moves and the actual abilities for them to move in the right direction are roughly the same. I shout out to anybody that caught the crypto move over the weekend. I mean, there's some crazy stuff happening overall in the market. We're going to call this the Trump pump, right? That's what we're talking about this morning. Everything is going wild. Shout out to everybody that caught Tesla. Man, everything. Hey, this is just absolutely nuts. No matter which way you go, the market is on fire. All right, so congrats to everybody who's in these plays, being diligent, watching, following up, and just preparing themselves and putting themselves in the position to win for not just themselves, but the people that they love and care about. And that's what we're all here to do, man, to watch each other's backs in order to take the opportunities and make the best of them while we have them. All right, let's see. Zanny, what's going on? So, nice Monday so far. It's excellent Monday. It's beautiful Monday. Beautiful Monday. Can't complain. Can't complain. You're saying I'm scared of AMC isn't going to move with GME. I don't know. Well, it's going to go. All right. Yeah. As far as AMC is concerned, it's going to pick up some steam. So I'll pull up the AMC chart. We'll just keep it. I know everybody's watching GME for the time being because that's the leader. We mentioned this before. It is the leader of the sector, but it does not mean that AMC won't do its own thing. All right, we were in a particular spot. We were in the fake out before the breakout. All right, this is common. All right, we ran up into a move on AMC status. So once again, real quick, want to make sure everybody hits a like and subscribe, shares this thing on X, get as many folks up in here as possible. Want to make sure everybody knows what's going on and hopefully is not losing their mind in the process. All right, so we were just talking about this in the Discord this morning about what's about to potentially happen and how people will tend to lose it and not know what to do next when things start to run up. So the point is to be able to at least be in some sort of a plan or some direction to get in and out. Now, nothing's fun. I say it's financial advice. You guys know that already, I'm sure. However, we want to at least, based on what we're seeing, at least come together in some way, shape, or form to see what others may not see. That's what the circle of success is about, right? I see what you see what I may not see, and then we put it together, bring it to the table, dice it up, and then we make things happen from there. So just hopefully that works in all ways, shapes, and forms. But as far as AMC is concerned, again, it's running alongside GME. GME is running alongside crypto. Again, we mentioned the idea for risk-off assets in the past. Yeah, everything is going risk-off. So these potential stocks that are squeezable, which are squeezing, they're all squeezing because the risk is not as high as it used to be. It's now you can start to play riskier. And in this situation, GME, AMC are all prepared based off just that information alone. All right. In terms of the chart pattern on AMC, I'm going to go a little closer, and we're in this particular range, not talking about anything outside of this range because this is the range that matters. We're now in the descending broadening wedge off of the fake out pump that happened the other day. That moved to $80 was expected, $480, was expected to push this thing down. We held above 426, which was the key level I mentioned on X that need to hold up in order for us to start to see this reversal on AMC side. So it's going to take a little time. My time frame is roughly about 2 weeks. All right, for the AMC to finally break back above while it gets back and pretty much builds its bearings back up to create a new Adam and Eve pattern within this descending broadening wedge. All right, in here, rounding out over about a 2-week period and eventually re-break this downtrend, which is the one that's been holding us back for the last couple of months. All right, and then finally breaking back above the creek lines that are all going to be wound up roughly around the 450 mark. And then from there, it's time to go. All right, it's just straight up time to go. That'll be a location. All right, this is going to be the number one 450. We'll create that Adam and Eve pattern within here. So roughly by the first week of December, you start moving and you go up here. All right, this is going to be your first line of rejection. Probably the first money line I'm talking about here is going to be 648. You'll reaccumulate again, 720, and you'll just continue making this pattern or path up and up and up until you get towards around the $14 mark. At the highest, $8 mark is on the minimum side. High side, roughly about $20. All right, I mean, let's just keep it basic for what it is. But that's what we're looking like in terms of the reversal that's about to potentially happen on AMC side. All of it ultimately ends up in this February timeframe, which is roughly around the same time that I have GME going up towards the test of the all-time high, which is about 130. All right, 125, 130, somewhere in that range on GME's case. So all of that will coincide with GME going up that high. If AMC gets above $14, which is the test that we had the other day, back in May, you're going to $25. That's the next money line, and so on and so on and so on, all through about the next year. All right, AMC will just continue going up. So if you have a question about us being at the bottom, in my opinion, we're not going to go to $3. All right, I mean, I know there's some conversation of us going $3, $3.50, all of that. Not with GME running the way it's running, and with not the way it's expected to continue running. Will AMC stay down like that? It's just not going to happen. We've seen fake outs in situations after earnings. It happens. It's pretty common. But do your research, study your chart, make your plan, stick to your plan, and in my opinion, nothing's done till it's done. Nothing's over till it's over. Cool, guys. Once again, appreciate everybody stopping in. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me. Totally appreciate you, folks. Shout out to anybody that's been watching these videos, catching up, seeing what's what, making some money off of these moves. And yeah, we are back once again, man. Definitely. Michael, what's happening, man? As far as hitting 25 and then gap and go, well, it's going to be a resistance. I mean, it's going to take time. I think people really want to see this straight up shot to the moon. I don't see that happening, not at all. I think it's going to be a walk up, and it'll run very similar. I've mentioned this in the past. I think I've seen it name before. Mentioned this in the past in terms of what's going to happen time wise. I'm looking for a walk up over the next year. All right, it's just going to just walk up nicely on AMC side. It's just going to take time. All right, so if you're going to give yourself time on some contracts, I would say definitely give yourself at least a year to do it, or at least some leaps, if anything. At the money leaps and let it just walk itself right up. That'll protect you. That'll give you the most amount of time for things to play out. There is risk regardless, but I think from this position, based upon what we looked at and how we see things currently, I think it's in the best position to go upwards over that long walk to freedom. All right, because it's damn sure felt like a little bit of a purgatory situation. We've been watching all these other stocks go up and AMC's not going anywhere. So I definitely would get a little bit of time, because anything can happen. I mean, obviously we had the earnings that came out, weren't really that groundbreaking, but as far as the chart patterns is concerned, nothing has really changed besides the day of the week. In my opinion, we're going to be rounding out and breaking out of this thing very soon. But this is the range I'm most concerned with until we get to this range and finally eventually break out at no later date, probably than about this. But I have a video going more in depth. I know GME has been more of the focus because, again, it is the leader of the sector. But once the video that I have in GME, on AMC separately, because I can't put them together because they're two separate animals, and anybody who's doing that is giving the other a disservice. So it's fine, but you got to give them both their respect because they're separate stocks. They have separate, a lot of times they actually have separate, fan bases as well. So that's another thing to take into consideration. And when I say fan bases, but let's say supporters or, investors, right? Because some people got trapped into one, some people got trapped into the other. All right, a lot of people don't do both. Some people do both, but you got to give them both the respect that they need because they both need time to be explained in a way that everybody can actually digest it. If they believe what I'm saying or not. So based on my own experiences and so on. All right. Hopefully you've seen by now that kind of have a little idea what's going on. All right. Other than that, guys, appreciate you all again. Who else is going on? What's going on here? Who else is in the building? Times like this make me wish I had gone GME and not AMC. No volatility. Yeah, that's the point. Is to shake you out, bore you out, get you tired, take your shares, mark it up. We had this conversation a little while ago about Palantir, about somebody that was hitting me up on my inbox. Had this thing way back at $6. They sold off and wanted to pretty much end everything. And look at Palantir now. Palantir's at 60 something bucks. Last time I checked this morning, literally 1,000% since the bottom. I mean, it's $6. He bought in, put a bunch of money, think it was going to go to the moon. Back here at 20 bucks, 21, 25 bucks, somewhere in this range. Came all the way down. Everybody thought everything was going to the moon back here because this is all February 2021. All right, Palantir case. Let me remove a couple things. Let's hide the drawings for a moment. But Palantir's case, February 2021, January 2021, everything was running. It happened to be an election year, right, at the time, right? This is kind of got an election, all that good stuff. In this case, everyone was thinking everything was going to the moon. We all got trapped in that to some degree. And then we have in November when everything fell off of a cliff when we were going into quantitative tightening. All right, quantitative tightening happening at that time, and he was in this play in the 20s, 25, 27 bucks. Put all his money into it, thinking it was going to go up off a large flag, off a large bull pennant. And what happened? This. Despair. Like you're in despair for so long. But if you hold diligent, it's a decent company, you get this. Now, I got the message around this time. $6. I remember this very clearly. He's ready to end everything because he put all his money into it up here, lost it down here. Now look at it. Since that time, the stock is now up 900%, damn near 1,000%. So, I'm just saying, man, hold tight. Whatever has to happen. This is within how long is this? About what? 2 years? January 2023 to what are we now? A little less than 2 years. A little less than 2 years. All right. 1,000%. If you knew you were gonna make 1,000% off a play, let's say you had 10 grand on this thing, right, at the bottom, and somebody told you you're gonna make 1,000% off your 10 grand in 2 years. I mean, how many of you would hold that 2 years? Right? I'm not saying you weren't down first. What I'm saying is if you got in low and made 1,000% off your 10 grand, you'd be. He obviously, if he didn't touch anything, didn't average down, did absolutely nothing, which I think a lot of the people that are here have probably been averaging down. I would hope so. Right? He'd be above his level from here, and did absolutely nothing. You'd be up 131%. So even if you put 20 grand here before it all went to hell, you'd be up double your money and then some. You'd be up 40, 50 grand, right? Just because of the fact that you held, didn't do nothing, did absolutely nothing, waited another 2 years and got up. So it's just, again, hindsight is 20/20, but we got to use past performances on everything in order to expect what we can expect going into the future. That's why the SPY never, ever really fails. It just continues to go up. But you got to have conviction, man. What can I say? Believe in whatever play you're playing in, or at least expect it to hold for 10 years. That's the motto, right? It is what it is. All right. Positive insights. Appreciate you, man. Definitely. Jason, what's happening, man? Welcome back, my friend. Ratio from AMC to GME when it runs about 5-1. So if GME hits 130, AMC should be around 25. That would make a lot of sense. I like that, Stevie C. That is a great way to look at it. If you want to look at it from that perspective. But GME is, again, it's not going to be a straight shot up. It's going to be a gradual move up, in my opinion. We're going to just keep stair-stepping until it gets crazy. All right. And it will get crazy, but that's when you really need to put your TA hat on, all right, and respect your levels. But it's going to start off slow. We talked about this in Discord this morning. Start off slow, pumps up, pump down, like this, and as time goes on, it's going to start doing this. And before you know it, it's going to have like $10, $20 swings in one day. Right? That's exactly how it played out in January. And it'll just keep going until it hits the all-time high, which I have again is about 250. It doesn't have to hit there, but that's how it's going to wind up. And over the next couple months, you'll start seeing it get pretty wild. $10, $20 swings are going to be a daily occurrence until it actually hits the high, and then starts to do what it's going to do next. Now, can it break through and go even crazier? It's possible. Right? I only playing within the confines of the chart. If you guys watch the video, playing within the confines of the speed lines within this larger wedge. If you break 250, I mean, this thing could really go. 1920 is a, that's a conservative target if you break 250. 350, 360, 1900 is a conservative target. More likely, if you can break that, you're talking about $3,000. I don't go through that. I'm not going to sit here and say that's what you're going to do. I'm going to play within these confines of these lines based upon how charts tend to move. If you start going past certain numbers, then that's a whole other story, but let's not get ahead of ourselves, one thing at a time. All right? So, that's that. So, yeah, but definitely want to be have a plan in place because that's what's going to happen. Now, will AMC follow in that case? I agree. All right, so Stevie Steve has a correlation 5-1. If you start going those numbers, well, you can do the math on that. I ultimately have on AMC, which is what we've been talking about a while ago, is testing all-time highs at least once. At that point, if GME goes crazy like that, yeah, we can see that happen. But based on the chart, I would only sit here to play, within the within the inbound zone, all right, which is this 148. At some point in time, if you start going a little higher, now you start to get into that weird territory where things can get rejected and come back down again. All right, if you remove the money lines for a minute and remove the horizontal lines, I gotta go and organize these again. But either way, if you start getting into this range in this red zone again, above 148, now it becomes, something to be iffy about. If you go further than that, if you start breaking all-time highs, very similar to what we talked about with GME, you're starting to talk about getting to the $1,000 range. Now, that would take some time. Don't expect it to be a straight shot up, but you got to be willing to hold for the long term. All right, so look at the sector, look at the rest of look at the whole sector. All right, IMAX, look at CNK, and so on. And also paying attention to the rest of the market. Is there free capital around for people to go out and spend to go to the movies? All right, it's out there. All right, it's becoming more and more prevalent, based upon, you know, the risk-off type of move that we're in right now on things happening differently. People have more money to spend. From that perspective, it would make sense for a company like this to start to go up. So you just got to, again, try to find ways to kill your own thesis. But the chart still, in my opinion, says go up, you know, no matter what. It's been beaten down long enough. Now, how long it takes is always the question, because everyone wants to know when. But in my opinion, nothing has changed. But the end of this setup, in my opinion, if it continues to hold these higher lows, is going to wind up somewhere in 2028. All right, that's just how things will play out. So expect at least that long to get to, you know, $300. You can get out way earlier than that, obviously. But in this range, it would make sense to get somewhere to that $25 to $40 mark quite easily. And then from there, you start to do the dance and get back up, you know, longer term. All right, DJ Sean, what's happening, man? Holding shares and thinking about a GME call. What's a good strike for December 20? I'm currently in on January's for 125s, which went green today. Actually, when green started the other day, but they're up green nice now. And then I'm in also in $25 calls for next week, which I've had now since we were about $19 on GME. So if you were to, not financial advice, pay attention. We're already hot right now in terms of IV on GME. I would, again, look to, you know, wait for a little bit of a pullback, which we got today. We did not hit my money line target, which I have at 27.56. So there is a possibility to get back up there, but let's go shorter term. You're still broken out of this wedge. All right, you hit my other target, which is going to be the defensive target, I call it, at 27.06. I mentioned in the video, if you guys caught that, appreciate you guys stopping and watching it. But 27.06 is going to be the one to hit. You obviously did touch it, and now you're kind of reversing a bit. Possibility to come down to $26. Good possibility to come back towards 25.25, which is the one of the major resistances that has blocked us in this range. But I'd be looking to potentially add something in those ranges if you wanted to try to, you know, get some money in for January or so. But IV, again, is going to be a little hotter because you're missing the breakout. However, it doesn't mean you can't ride this thing up. But I'll be looking to go as far as possible, closest to the money as you can, and then from there, ride it up. If you want to go a little more wild, you know, you can go to 30 calls. Riskier, but give yourself some time to actually get that happening. If you want to go even crazier than that, you can do 40s. I wouldn't go past 40, but with an expectation, in my opinion, to get rejected at about $37. All right, so this is what I'd expect to be a move. $37 would hit, and then you're going to come back down. All right, don't expect it to blow through $37. It's not going to happen. Not that easy. But again, this will continue trickling up. It's going to take a little while for it to do it, but the trickle up will just continue happening over time. This is why I mentioned, if you did catch the video, I'm looking for the all-time high test, all right, by February 25th of 2025. So about 2 months time frame. Can it go sooner? Of course. This is GME we're talking about. However, I would expect that date to be the date for the all-time high test. All right, that's up here. All-time high test, and then come back down to retest the $80 move, and then by June sometime next year, to be in that range of about the higher all-time high, a new all-time high, which would be up here about 250 to about 215 to 253 or so, and then come back down. So if you caught the video, if you haven't caught the video, definitely go and take a look at this more in depth. Gives you more details about what I expect. But just a quick touch up here. But again, when I have a plan, make sure you're watching it. But the opportunity, regardless, is still, in my opinion, better risk reward than most other stocks that I can see out here in the next few months. All right. Jason with the big money out here. Chewy, let's go, man. Shout out to him, man. Let's go, Jason. So we're watching Chewy this morning as well. Did it hit that next level? Okay, it broke through that 3241 wall that we talked about, And I still got this thing going up towards $38, man. So congratulations, bro. 700%, man. Let's go. And Jason, I in the Discord doing this thing, man. Good stuff, bro. Good stuff. All right. Let's see. So should we call 700% just gonna hold runners? Yeah, keep going, bro. What is that right now, percentage wise? 10% day. Beautiful, bro. Congratulations, man. 10% day. It is a nice day for these Ryan Cohen deals today. Heard his board, man. This is nice, man. Congratulations, man. Mara, yeah, I've looked at the all the crypto stocks, man. The crypto sector is going absolutely wild. Shout out to anybody who's in Dogecoin. Oh my gosh, 32 cents on Dogecoin is like Tesla going to $1,000 today. Straight up. Like Dogecoin has been on a wild move. Like, I mean, it's a complete breakout. It's now broken the golden pocket. You're heading toward the 707 at about 35 cents. I have a target on Dogecoin for about 53 cents short term. And then from there, Dogecoin go to 76 and then goodbye. You'll see Doge at about $2-3, man. So people are buying Doge at freaking 0.005 cents. Yeah, that'll tell you a little something about this thing, man. And this is only the beginning. This is wild. But yeah, as far as the idea for the crypto sector, anything in the crypto sector, you could be, just going nuts. Mara, obviously, big money. CLSK, I'm heavy in Wolf, 23% day on Mara. Look at that, it's beautiful, man. So Mara is it finally breaking out of this thing? It's looking like it. It looking like it did it. I think it finally got it. Let's see here. Mara, it's just about. I think you just about did it. I mean, it's had fake outs before, but Bitcoin wasn't running like this at the time. Right? Bitcoin is heading to $100,000. No way around it. We've been talking about this a little bit here as well. That once it crossed 68.8, forget about it. It's gonna keep going. So yeah, Mara's breaking out. Good stuff, man. Hey Steve, that was a little bit of a screw up with the upload. I actually put the full version of it as well. I think you're on my Twitter. So just hit the Twitter mark. Actually, I'll post it here, and you can check it out. But there's a full version of it, which is about 26 minutes long. The short one was like 10 minutes. It was cut at 10 minutes for whatever reasons. That's Kenny over here messing with my upload. However, the other one is about 26 minutes, I believe, in total. All right. So check that out. Actually, I'll post it up real fast just so everybody's got it. That was a little bit of confusion that happened yesterday. But nonetheless, the info's there. I did post a couple things on X as well. But it is up there, man. Here's the full version of it. I'm just going to post it here in case you want to hold the link. And then from there, check that out later on. All right, so that's the full version of it. All right, it just goes over everything, the fibs, how I arrived at the targets, all of that. All right, also what you can expect pullback wise, continuation wise, and so on and so on. Just hopefully it helps to prepare you for what's about to happen. All right, there's no doubt in my mind that's what we're gonna do. All right, you guys you've seen how it gets down with with what was it? Upstart, right? You see how we've been talking about Upstart, and you see what happened there. I mean, it's exactly $80. We talked about this way back when. It's the same thing. So if you believed me then, it would have been different. All right. So nothing is deviated from what I've done in terms of how I've arrived at those numbers and how I arrived at those targets. I'm maybe laughing all the time. It's fun. It's all fun and games. Gotta have a good time. We can't sit here and go crazy. All right. So, but when I'm saying certain numbers, I really mean those numbers. All right. So this, it's a reason behind that. All right. But nah, I'm as serious as a judge out here when I'm talking about these numbers, man. All right. But anyways, as far as this is concerned, yeah. The crypto sector. One I want to make sure I point out. I don't know if anybody's big on crypto. If anybody's watching these crypto things, let me know. We'll go over them. The same things apply. Nothing changes in terms of the strategies used on crypto. Oh, there it is. So here's the breakout I was actually wanting to start with and discuss. Over 33.82. AVAX. All right, AVAX is Avalanche. If anybody has been following crypto, if you do, let me know. But AVAX just got the break that I was looking for. I'm looking for AVAX to get towards $62. This will allow you to double your money on this particular crypto. It's the one that's a little bit of a laggard behind all the rest of them. But I'm looking to get to $62 on AVAX. All right, so this is one to watch if you guys are interested. But this is a breakout that just happened. Platinum cross up on the 1 hour, on the 1 day, just flipped today. All right, so this is opportunity. Remember we talked about it here. I'm gonna record this. I'm gonna put it on Instagram or whatever it is, Twitter, and I'll be like, hey, remember we talked about AVAX breaking out and go to $62. All right, it's at $62 now. So, all right, so I'm just giving you an opportunity with Bitcoin running, with all of these things. Just throwing it out there. This is a daily breakout on Avalanche. All right, you hold here. You got a platinum cross up on the 1 day. This thing could go to $62 at least. If it does break 62, you're going to 95. That'll triple your money. All-time highs is at 139. So with that information with what you will. All right, so watch AVAX as an opportunity for upside. All right, 85K, bro. Yeah, let's freaking go, man. All right, oh man. Shout out to anybody that caught the dip on, or was a skirt at the dip on the SBF news, man. Back when Bitcoin was at 15,000. Let's call a spade a spade. All right, yeah, Bitcoin. Interestingly enough, let's point out a couple other things too while we're here, man. Shout out to everybody once again in the stream. You guys could be anywhere else in the world here with me. Totally appreciate you. Make sure you're in the like and subscribe and sharing this thing on X. Get some folks up in here. Appreciate all the time we spend together and all that good stuff in between, man. All right, Wade, what's happening, man? Welcome back. Welcome back. We're looking good, my friend. But yeah, as far as look at this. I just want to point something out. Remember we talked about GME a little while ago, all right? And what GME could potentially do. Just notice the setup in terms of the long-term trend on Bitcoin. All right, let's look at Bitcoin, and all right, just look at this large wedge, and let's look at GME for a second. Let's just do it like that. We'll keep it real simple. GME, I gotta fix real quick. Give me a second. Oh, there it is. Let's get our time window out of here. Let's get some levels out of here. Get this out of here, and then let's just leave it like that. All right. Here's your GME, and then let's go back to, just remember this, and let's go back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin here. All right, a little bit of a similarity here, don't you think? So, I mean, Bitcoin's trajectory ends at like $1 million. I'm not saying GME is going to go to $1 million. I'm just saying we got to respect the lines that are in front of us. All right, let's just respect them the way they are. And I'm not looking at anything outside of that. If you break the top side of this thing, forget about it. It's going to just run like crazy. However, you won't tend to do that. But until December 2029, 800,000. This is what you're following. All right, you're at the halfway point. You will eventually, at some point, get to the top side. You'll come back down. You'll hold support at 130, and you'll just keep going until it decides to break down. Now, the only thing you can see here from a longer-term perspective is as you're rising up, volume is coming down. Very similar to GME. All right, GME is also an ascending wedge. All right, it's a rising wedge, which tends to be, it's bullish up until it's not. All right, it's bullish up until it's not, and eventually, once it breaks down, volume will break down and follow suit and push down. These things don't go up forever. However, you've just been reaccumulating every single time. The same thing as Bitcoin has been doing the entire time. You come back, you reaccumulate, and you push higher. You come back down, you reaccumulate, and then you push higher. Over and over and over again until it gets pretty much repeating iterations, right? You're repeating these iterations here. You're repeating it again here. At some point in time, you will reiterate it here in a smaller fashion, maybe even a little bit smaller, and then eventually you'll break down. All right? Just depends on how it happens and when. Can happen at any one of these stages, but just be mindful of this going forward, that this is your setup on GME, it's your setup on Bitcoin. All right, just something to watch out for. All right, Maze, what's happening, man? It's not decoupling, in my opinion. All right, it's going right with GME. It's just going to take a little while because AMC has to recover off of what seems to be the move of the times right now is the fake outs on earnings. Every earnings. Let's look at Starbucks. Starbucks. Give me an example. Starbucks had earnings the other day, right? Starbucks had earnings the other day. Who else had earnings? Robinhood earnings. All ready to break out to the upside. What they do? They slam back down. Before, and about 2 weeks later, they run up. It's just what's the move right now. Starbucks is going. Earnings came up. Went from $90. Well, it was actually probably here, a little closer. Around this, somewhere around here. I don't remember what day it was. November 4th. Came all the way down towards $96. Came right back up. Broke out, and now it's running like crazy. $100. So it's a dump here on earnings. Takes 2 weeks. Comes back up. Actually, GME did the same thing, right? They diluted shares. It took about 2 weeks for it to return back up to where we are, where we wound up a couple weeks later. So that seems to be the play. We need to recover from earnings, in my opinion. Earnings wasn't great, so they're using that to their advantage to try to bring the price back down. The only number I'm concerned with at this point on AMC's case is going to be 426. As long as they hold above 426, I'd give it more than 2 weeks for this thing to start moving up towards 450. Once you break 450, it's out. It's pretty much out. But as long as you have 426 and above, you go on my target on this smaller time frame pattern is going to be 492, excuse me. So once you get to 492, that will break every creek line that is in the way, and you will go right to $6.50, which is a minimum. But you break that, you're gonna run to $9 at the medium range, $14 at the potential top range short term. But ultimately, it's not decoupling, it's running right with GME. It's just that it's got to recover first. And our earnings was only a couple days ago. So it's going to take about 2 weeks, in my opinion, for AMC to break out of this situation, this descending broadening wedge in just this range. All right, let me get rid of the indicators for a second. In just this range, right? Just this range is all we're talking about. And once you clear back above 33 cents and close, I would like to see it close above 433 today. You can close above 433. In my mind, this thing is going to make the way. All right, so we'll see how it works out. But in just this range here, this ascending broadening wedge, which is making again a higher low off of those levels, 426, followed by 433. You start making their way right back up, and then from there you'll break these downtrends of the descending broadening wedge by November 22nd, between November 22nd and December 2nd. So within this range, this little section here, that should eventually break you back out, and then from there you'll come up. 450 breaks, watch out, you're going up. All right, this is a fake out breakout that you had here prior to earnings. A fake breakdown, always a fake out before a breakout. I've said that a couple times, and then you break right back up. Tesla did it. Robinhood did it. List goes on and on and on. They all doing the same exact thing, especially in a bullish market at this point. They're all going to try to fake you out to the downside, and then before you know it, they run right back up, way higher than they were before. Hey, no problem, man. Definitely. AMC's dead. All right, we got to give it a couple more weeks, man. A couple more weeks, guys. A couple more weeks. If it's dead, I'll be the first one to tell you it's dead. It's all good. Count it all joy, man. But I don't see it being dead, not one bit. It's just designed to get you to sell off. All right, let me look at CNK. I haven't looked at CNK in a while. I didn't go long on it, but let me look at CNK. We gotta, every now and again go back and check it. Oh, look at that. CNK hit my target. Would you look at that, huh? $32.13. I didn't look at CNK in a while. Okay, I haven't played it in a while, but I had this line already here, and what did it do? It touched the line. Like it's it's wild, man. Haven't touched it, haven't played it, haven't done anything with it, but it touched the line. That was my target. My next target on CNK, $43.64. All right, followed by $68.62. The sector is decent. I know there's going to be a lot of information of people saying that, hey, the company's not in debt, this, that, and the third. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't matter. I mean, I hate to say it that way. It's just that the market is opportunistic. Right? It's capitalism. It's opportunistic, and capitalism is what's going to win at the end of the day. It's a lot of times the fundamentals they do make a difference, but a lot of times these people are just playing charts, and algorithms are playing charts as well. They might see keywords and make additional judgments and movements based on keywords, but in reality, based on what I've seen, it's just opportunistic to make money, and then they move on to the next thing. They don't really care about what's happening with anything. So things will be irrational, right, a lot of the time. But in terms of AMC, I mean, it's still going to go up to me. I still can't see the way that it's going to go down any further. It's possible. But if it was going to do it, it would have done it already. On this breakdown we've had, it would have already done it. But as long as it holds 426, it's going to go up. So CNK is at the target already. You can go and check out the Twitter. I posted about CNK to going to $32 maybe about a month or two ago, whatever it was. IMAX. I said IMAX will go to $29. And it's going to get there soon. It will. With $24, I have $29.40 up here. Come back in a couple of weeks, it'll probably be there. It's just, and I don't know what IMAX really does besides provide lighting and sound, but they seem to be doing well, all right, no matter what they're doing. And I go back to Upstart, which the company guy, I put that video up the other day, had no idea what Upstart does, and even they, as big of companies as they are, you know, these guys don't know what these companies do. They're just playing charts, and then they're playing algorithms in order to make their money so they can move on to the next thing. All right, so in my opinion, regardless of what CEO Adam is doing, they're all in here to either make money to the downside or make money to the upside. Period. But can it go back to $23 on GME? I don't think so. Not now. In my opinion, I don't think you're going back to $23. That's it. You're going to go pretty much up. The most pullbacks you're going to get are going to be the money lines at very best, 25.25 at this point on GME. On GME, yeah, 25.25, and then from there you're just going to keep going up. So as you clear these money lines, they're going to start acting as support on GME's case. So yeah, 25.25 is going to be the best you'll get if you get down there at this point, because we're kind of far along at this point. But if you do get down that low, that's the spot I would expect to be the next spot. Other than that, I think it's pretty much a wrap. I'd buy any dip at this point is worth buying. Any dip, in my opinion, not financial advice, but in my opinion, any dip you get, every dollar, if you want to just do something, as long as there's no dilution news and nothing crazy that comes up out of this guy's mouth at this point. All right, let the damn thing run. All right, but as long as none of that stuff, you're gonna just keep going up. There's not really much left to do here. AMC AA kept me hostage, and I missed a lot. PLTR, Tesla, Cinemark, GME. Yeah, bro, I totally get it, man. That's why we're here. It has held a lot of people back from doing a lot of different things. It's how it is. It's just it's part of the game. But I mean, you seem to be working it out, right? It's gonna take a little while. I mean, based upon some of the trades I've seen you take. What was it? You had DJT, right? DJT, that was good money. I mean, you out here doing some things, man. And you did tell me you switched up to GME, so you're probably making a little money off of this thing a little bit. Kind of recovering. It's the recovery process. But other than that, man, I mean, it's It's just how it works, man. But you will get it back. It will all happen over time, and then you'll be way above where you started, my friend. Real talk. All right. Let's see. I'm out. I get it, man. Braveheart. I was hostage, so mad. The other stocks ripping and can't even get in chance after 2 years, bro. It's real. Yeah, everybody. Everything that was taken will be returned, man. Trust and believe that. That's just how it works, man. That's life for you. Let's see. No doubt, definitely. Thoughts on Apple? Apple, I'm actually it's interesting on Apple because Apple was getting a lot more happening when everybody thought the market was about to drop. Now I am in the camp right now. Basically, if the election would have gone the other way, I think the market was ready to go down. I mean, that's not saying anything about my beliefs in whoever the candidates were, whatever the case is. However, Apple was getting a lot more love when the market was going down because, again, I mentioned this in the past, that it happens to be a flight to safety. Like, there's a lot of folks that buy Apple. It's like there's a couple of things, assets that people buy. I mentioned this in the past. It's either going to be gold, silver, and Apple. That's what people buy when they don't know what else to do with their money. They just buy one of those three. And yeah. So Apple's has been ripping prior to this whole pump. But once the pump happened, Apple just stopped ripping. It just gave up. Not saying that it's not going to continue. In my opinion, you still have a move up on this thing going towards 296. That's going to take a little while to do it. However, as long as you hold this levels, 223, I don't have a problem with you continuing to move up. But let's take a look at this thing short term to see what you're dealing with. Let's see, my man Wade here. Let's find out. All right, let's see here. We got some AMA stuff. This is the 23-hour, which includes the after-hour stuff. Yeah, you basically need to hold here. I mean, you need to hold here. Very important. Let's take a look at the 1 day. Yeah, Apple needs to hold 220. But after the election, let's see how things played out. Did you get a rise up? You did get a little bit of a rise up, but you were already in a downtrend slightly prior to the election actually happening. October 31st, you gapped down. That was earnings, right? They had earnings. Apple had earnings. Yes, they did have earnings, correct. Okay, so they pushed down, pushed up, hit the 30, came back down, lost to 100. So right now, Apple doesn't look great. Not for a push up anyway. Short term. Let me this is on the daily. Let's take a look at the shorter term time frames. I would want to see another retest back to 220 before looking to enter anything if you're trying to play to the upside. It's a creek line in the 4-hour time frame. That's going to be a major support. That line is going to wind up being somewhere at about 220 and 12 cents. All right, 1 hour. What are you looking like? And you have major resistance up here between 226. So you got 220 and 226. I would wait till anything to get down towards 220. I mean, before entering anything that's going to be upside as far as Apple's concerned. If you hold 220, which I think you should, it'll get volatile around there because that's a creek line. Creek lines tend to be a little noisy for a quick minute, but you'll probably get a spike and then a push back up. I expect high volume to probably kick in from that particular point. So when you get a 220 push, it'll come in, and then you may get a sweep down real quick, kind of like this, and then tweeze the bottom and try to come back up. But that will ultimately be what you're looking for. Try to break towards 226 at very minimum. Something like this. Don't count this here, but more like 226 would be your spot. So at 220, if you didn't already hit it, did you hit 220 yet? Let's go even shorter. 5 minute. You didn't hit 220 yet. I don't know. Let's see. But you've been finding a nice support here if you're trying to play short term. 222. It's been holding nice support so far. And where's the SPY? Yeah, I can't say you're gonna. It's tough right now. It's tough right now. I'd wait. I wouldn't try to play an upside push, man. Not here. I don't like this tweezer top here. I mean, you have support. What it looks like, if I would look at this thing from this perspective, you probably get up as high as about 223 and then continue to dump down to 220. I mean, that's what it's looking like to me, because you have a very low volume press back up. I wouldn't be rushing to try and get any calls yet. It's too soon. Wait for a potential push down to 220 and then ride the bounce back up. November 4th with a 220 bounce. Let's see. Yeah, but your EMA, SMA analysis is not supporting a move back up yet. I mean, it would be, you got it back here. I see November 4th. I think I see what you're talking about. You got the move up and you got slammed. Okay, it came down here. Let me remove a couple of things real quick. But you're still underneath support. You'd have to start holding the 100 moving average on the 4 hour at least. You have to hold here. If you don't hold here, then it's a dead move. That'd be roughly at about, I'll tell you the exact number in a second here. 100 would be at, you'd have to get above and hold 223.30. I mean, like, get above it and hold it. If you don't do that, it's gonna continue coming down. It's gonna try a double bottom, kind of, sort of. But you're close. 223.30. If you start holding above there, then you'd probably be at a good spot to potentially enter something. But right now, it looks like it might want to dump down real quick and then turn around. But we'll see. I mean, it's in a spot, but it wouldn't be the ideal place to catch it until it gets a hold above 223. All right. I mean, it's probably better looking opportunities out here, but if you want to try to pursue it, it's definitely something to watch. 1 hour has a momentum cross down, which is not a good thing. All right, so just want to remind you of that as well. But I would actually look for 223 and then possibly look for puts on it. But be careful either way, man. It's not a good upside play if you're gonna, because there's a lot of SMA EMA stuff that's not agreeing with an upside push press yet. All right, this is the momentum cross to the downside on the 1 hour. This purple and green. You might get up to 223.92, and then you'll just continue to come back down to 220 and then push back up. But we'll see. Let's watch it. Hey, you got it, my friend. Anytime, man. All right. What else we got going on here? Where's everything at? It's 11:48 right now. Starbucks was one I was watching this morning. Tesla still going nuts. The Tesla at 350 yet? Nope. Okay. Yeah, but Starbucks, man. Starbucks, I have a target for Starbucks 105. All right, so if anybody's interested in watching Starbucks, still upside. This is a monthly breakout on Starbucks. All right, and this could get really nice really soon. All right, so watch Starbucks for a move to 105.50, 105.46 is my exact target. But off the weekly and monthly, you have officially broken out of this thing. All right, so let's just keep an eye out on Starbucks if you guys aren't watching it. Yeah, they tend to do that when things start running on SQQQ. Everything kind of like goes half, or they try to prop it up a little bit or double. So you gotta play a little more slick with SQQQ. Maybe find a different reverse play. And that's kind of how it was with UVXY way back. UVXY used to be fun to play. Now I don't like to play UVXY. It's just like it's so granular now. It doesn't really no real effect. Planning to buy back AMC at $3 or $2. Yeah. I hear you, man. No problem, man. Hey, look. As long as you get in, as long as you're in, and you can take advantage of something. Because there's going to be a move. Whether it's at $3 or $2, it'll be something. It will be a move. There's AMC for you. But as long as it hold above 426, the move starts to cook up more and more and more. So 426 is that number. Once again, appreciate everybody being up in the stream. Make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe, the shares, all that good stuff. I do appreciate all the time and everything that we do here. Those definitely appreciate it. I know this is going to be a lonely sport. Guys, it's a symbiotic situation here, so you guys give me energy to keep coming back, so I definitely do. Hopefully provide some kind of value of some sort, some education maybe, and at very least a little bit of entertainment. I definitely appreciate everybody up in here once again. All right, let's see here. All right, what else we got going on in the meantime? Let me pull up Tesla. Tesla is the talk, another one of the talks right now. I mean, Tesla is beautiful. It's a really nice looking chart in general. And it has been, no matter how they made you feel about it, no matter what it was going through, it never lost sight of being a nice chart. And this never did. I had the target on Tesla for 303. It blown through my 303 target. This is way back when we're at, what, 2-something, 205 or 210 or something. No matter what was happening with the event, they tried to shake everybody out. They held it down. They dumped it back to 220, 215, or whatever it was. All of that. But it never stopped looking like a potential breakout, which it was. And they gapped it up 20%, and then they gapped it up another 20%. And then you know what they did? They gapped it up another 10%. So 303, I have $400 next target. And then from there, I have a top target of a 603. I didn't mark it off here, but based on the harmonic, I have 603. I mean, it's going to take a while off a monthly. I'm not going to chart it here, but I'm going to leave that there for future reference. And hopefully everybody's excited about it when we get there. All right, but I'm going to leave that there for now. All right, so just something to pay attention to. All right. 603. That'd be absolutely nuts. But this is nothing more than a reaccumulative pattern. It has always been that. And it's just going to keep doing it until we get to those numbers. Let's see here. I told myself I'd rechart this thing one day. So I might as well do it now. I mean, you're in the biggest bull channel of all time. It's different than GME. If I were to extend this all the way to the right. Let's see here. You'll see where they intersect. I mean, this is wild. I mean, that's not probably gonna happen, but if it does, it'll take about 20 years for it to do it. But I mean, so far, we're not looking too bad on Tesla's case. All right, but 603 is going to be the next target off this big accumulation. I'm not going to draw it out. Just going to give you an idea. All right, and then you'll mark up, come back, retest 603. You start breaking 603, and I can see why Kathy would say that's going to $2,000. I mentioned this before on the stream. All right, I can see why she would say that. But ultimately, this is going to be your setup here on Tesla. 603 would be the target longer term. Hey, no doubt, man. You got it, Braveheart. Alright. Well, this is the way to really look at stocks. I know everyone wants to look at it real short term and 15-minute, 5-minute, 1-minute candles, but you gotta get a lay of the land first, and then from there you start to decide to you work your way backwards. All right, this is how I try to show everybody, whether it's Discord or wherever I'm doing. All right, it's work backwards. Get a lay of the land, know what's happening, know whether or not the stock is going in one direction or the other, and then start talking about, you know, what everything else looks like. Start talking about, you know, EBITDA and all of that. But Kathy Wood had a $2,250 target, if I remember right. $2,250. I'm gonna put it here just because I want to leave it. And what's his face? Meet Kevin. Right? He has a. I haven't looked at his thing in a while as far as the. What was it? He's mostly Tesla in his ETF. All right, so something to pay attention to as well. Smart guy. All right, maybe one of these days I'll pull that off. Well, let's see. Go start my own ETF. Put nothing but AMC in there. AMC ETF, man. AMC in there. You know, put a little bit of Nokia. That'd be the lowest performing ETF in history. Nah, just kidding around, man. Wouldn't do that to anybody. That'd be the SQQQ of ETFs out here. That'd be hilarious, man. Let's play the downside. Let's puts on everything. Too funny, man. Alright, 2250. I'll leave that here just before. That's taking a while to get to. Finally, 2250. I can see why she say it. 2029, 2030. I think that was actually, she said about 2030, I believe. I can see it happening. I mean, we mentioned it before. If you don't have any Tesla, I mean, yeah, I don't. I mean, I've said it before. Yes, Tesla. I've said Tesla before. I've mentioned some crypto exposure. Having some exposure to all of those particular spots. All right, crypto exposure, crypto miner exposure. Just putting yourself, at least have some of those. If it ain't for you, it's somebody in your bloodline. All right, you know, you work for your last name, not for your first. Right? That's the old saying. All right, shout out to what's his face, Dame Dash. Right, you mentioned that. I don't know if anybody follows Dame Dash, but that's a saying. All right. If it's not gonna be for you, definitely think about the next generation as well. That's important. Or if it's not your generation, whoever you have influence over, whether you have children or not. All right, but ultimately, that's just looking at for Tesla. Just watch this continued uptrend. If it comes down, comes back, $400, I mentioned before, is going to be your next target. Tesla-wise, that's the all-time high. Retest of all-time highs are around the corner. All right, it's not far. We had 358 today. Jeez Louise. All right. Once you break your all-time highs, you're going to 603. This is gonna be like a magnet just pulling you right to this. All right, so 603 is kind of wound up being what it is. All right, we've already talked about the Adam and Eve pattern. All right, here's your Adam, here's your Eve. It's all formed right around the all-time high. I don't mind that, but once you break it, you come back, you retest, and that's where you're going. 603. All right, it may take a little while, may not happen tomorrow or next week, but you gotta be buying some Tesla. All right, it's just necessary. All right, so hopefully everybody's doing a little something to see reason why. Not just off the charts, but obviously this guy's all over the damn place. You know, he's everywhere. You know. So, yeah, let's watch that, man. All right. Other than that, here's GME with the pullback, which was to be expected after that push. I mentioned who was that I asked a little earlier, 25.25, very important location on GME's case. All right, $25.25. If you get down that low, that would be your ultimate buy location. I'd say buy calls there. All right? I wouldn't do it now. I mean, you could, But man, GME looks fantastic, man. Jeez, let's look at these. Look at this. This is the 23 hour. And Discord guys, if you guys are in here, you know we do a lot of SME and EMA analysis stuff. Look at this. There's nothing left. All right. I mean, you have some higher time frame stuff, which I did make note of. But other than that, man, this is it. It's over. All right, this is over. It's over in a slow way. It's not over where you're gonna go straight to 1,000. It's over in a very slow way. But it's over though. You ain't going back down. You're not gonna see $20, $19. Everybody's talking about, oh, it's gonna go to 15. No, you're not gonna see that. All right, you know, it's not gonna happen. So I mean, if today will be the lowest number you will ever see. All right, tomorrow's number, whatever that is, that's gonna be the lowest number you ever see. And you know, the day after that, that's gonna be the lowest number you ever see. All right, I'm gonna keep it like that. All right, so every day is like today's the youngest you'll ever be. That's the same situation with GME, in my opinion. All right, you can't go backwards. So the only way you can go is forwards, but forwards look really bright. All right, so what else we got here? These are my major resistances. I'm gonna put these back here. And you are running through this gauntlet like it's nobody's business. This is the gauntlet I talked about in the video, and the SMA and the EMA analysis done here. And major resistance levels, you already hit one of them. You didn't touch the money line, which is at 27.56. Once you start clearing that though, $28, then 29, and then once you clear this little area, it's gone. You will never come back down. You will not see $21. You will not see $22. You will not see $23, $24. None of that. Gone. Well, I'll tell you what else is about to be gone. I'll get ready to run. That's what I'm about to do. So, it is now about 12 o'clock on the market. I do appreciate everybody once again stopping and hanging out for the stream. Keep a watch on AMC. AMC, in my opinion, is not dead. All right, please be careful. Have some exposure. You know, you can trickle in, buy in little by little, but if it decides to start going when GME starts to clear numbers, watch out. All right. Let me see here. Once GME climbs numbers, AMC has no choice but to go with it. All right. And lastly, did mention on the GME plus AMC combination chart. All right, this is the combination chart between the two of them. You have, let's see here, 23 hour. Let's see, 1 second. You have, I really care more so about the platinum cross up here on these two, but you have a platinum cross on the 8 hour. All right, that's exactly what I want to see. All right, the GME will pull AMC with it, and then AMC will start to stand on its own for a little while. But for now, don't give up on AMC. Just letting you guys know. We come back here in about 2 weeks, and this thing is at $8. So don't say I didn't tell you. I'm gonna use that line. It's gonna be my line from now on. Don't say I didn't tell you. My line from now on. All right. Other than that, folks, AI is also watching this. AI has been a swing play, and this thing is looking great. This is looking great. AI is going to $32. All right, we've mentioned this before. It took a little while to do it, but it's now doing it because everything was waiting for the election. But AI is still in play. Watch for the breakouts of 5% today. Target is $32.66. All right, very clear cut target, $32.66. You break that, forget it. It's gone. $40 coming. So watch AI, another one. It's also riding along the coattails with Palantir, so it's going to work out. All right. All right, folks, gonna get ready to roll out of here, but definitely want to say I appreciate all you guys' time and energy pumped into all of this stuff and watching this. Congratulations on all plays taken between everything this past couple weeks, man. This is phenomenal. Everybody's doing really well. Really happy for everyone for what you guys have been able to accomplish. And again, appreciate the energy and support you guys give and coming back here every single day just to hang out and watch these charts together, man. So definitely appreciate you. All right, but I want to say peace to everyone in the stream once again. All right, you guys could have been anywhere else, but you're here with me. Let's continue on, folks. All right, J100K, my man J. Cole, Oaks, Steve Wright, appreciate all you folks, my man John, Pablo, Craig, Zany, All right, Michael Conley, appreciate you, man. Definitely appreciate you guys all stopping in. My man Jason with the big 700% of the day on Chewy. Good money, positive insights. Good stuff, guys. DJ Sean, appreciate you. Who else? Pete, definitely appreciate you stopping in, man. Stevie Steve, Braveheart, man, Wade. Who else we got here? Yeah, all you folks. Appreciate you all guys stopping in once again. Be back here tomorrow, same time, same place. You guys know where to find me. Do hit the like, subscribe. If you guys new to the channel, would love to continue seeing you guys here as well. If you guys have not checked out that video on GME, check that out. It gives you a little more detail of the moves I expect to happen, the spikes, the spots to take your, hopefully take your profits if you decide to do that. Not financial advice, but do check those out. So you get a little more detail on that. Also, look to subscribe to the channel as well, folks. Outside of that, yeah. If you guys are interested, also Discord is in the link in the description. Probably do a little something for that as well. Up to you on that. All right. Other than that, we will see you guys tomorrow. Take it easy for the rest of the day. Appreciate all you folks out here once again. All right. Peace.